So now we will see input attribute step in input field. So guys, basically the input step attribute specifies the legal number intervals for an input field. So for example, if the step is equal to 3 that is being set for a particular input field, the legal numbers could be -3, 0, 3, 6 and so on. So basically when we increment or decrement the current number inside the input field, it will be increased or decreased by this step value, that is 3 over here in this case. Now an important tip over here is the attribute can be used together with the max and the min attributes to create a range of legal values, and we will check this with the help of examples as well. And the step attribute works with the input types such as number, range, date time local, month, time and week. So guys, let us check this with the help of example in VS Code over here. Now guys, we will have another input field which will be of the type number in this case. So input followed by colon, and then we have number over here, and what we will say is the name will be quantity in this case. So basically we are asking the user in order to select the quantity of a product. So guys, basically it will be feasible for a e-commerce website to have the text box in order to provide the quantity so that the user can order a particular order, and based on the quantity it can be delivered to the user. So we will keep the name value as quantity and the ID value as quantity as well, and then for the label we will say label in this case, and for the for attribute we will say quantity as the value, and then we will say select quantity. So guys, this is just an example that we are implementing over here so that the user can select the quantity, and the requirement is in such a way that the user can only select the quantity in the multiples of even numbers. That means either the quantity can be 2 or 4 or 6 and so on. So the user should not be able to select the quantity which is an odd number. So guys, over here what we have to do is we need to provide the step value as 2 in this case, because every time the value should be increased by 2, and minimum value that we can provide is 2 over here. So basically if the user is selecting the quantity, so the minimum value will be 2 because 0 cannot be set over here. So the minimum value we have set is 2 in this case, and every time the user increases the quantity it should be in the step of 2. We can also select the value attribute over here, so we can simply say value and then it is equal to 2, so that initially the value of the quantity input field will be set as 2 in this case. Now guys, after this input field we will have couple of line breaks over here so that the submit button is displayed on the next line inside the form. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, select quantity label is being displayed over here, and we are seeing the value of 2. That's because we have kept the value attribute as 2 over here, and the minimum value will also be 2, so the user cannot go with a value that is less than 2 in this case. And every time when the user wants to increment this value by using the up arrow over here, the value will be incremented with a step of 2. So as you can see, 4 is being selected now, and then again when the user increments, the value is 6 right now. And when the user decreases the number, so let's say we click on this down arrow, so again it is decreased by 2 in this case, so the value is 4 right now. And then again when we decrease it, so the value is 2 right now, and then we cannot decrease it anymore further. That's because the minimum value is set as 2 in this case, and that is how we can apply the range to this particular quantity input field by providing the min attribute, and we can optionally provide the max attribute as well. So guys, this is the main functionality of the step attribute in order to increase the number with the step value that is being provided inside that input field. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to the channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is input attribute autofocus in input field. So stay tuned.